Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is my review for this new series on Netflix. It's called Dancing Queen, and I have to admit it was 8 episodes, so definitely you guys should check it out on Netflix. It was really good, and definitely, Dancing Queen is actually centered around Justin Johnson, aka Alyssa Edwards, who is infamous for being a contestant on the 5th season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Definitely, some of her, traits, and not on tonight. I was definitely a big fan of Alyssa Edwards when she was on RuPaul's Drag Race. She also has a drag daughter. We definitely know as Laganja Estranja. It's her drag child. And another drag family member she has is my girl Shangela. Hallelujah. And Shangela has definitely, expanded her career. She was on season 2 and season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race and became a strong contender and of Drag Race All Stars season 3. And Alyssa Edwards was on season 2, and she was a strong contender there as well. So I'm definitely a big fan of Alyssa Edwards, which is why I'm doing this review. I definitely loved her charisma, her uniqueness. She definitely had a lot of funny moments, and she has this, caricature way about her. And then on top of it, she's a phenomenal dancer. And we see that, her technique started at an early age. Dance has always been his passion. He definitely, from an early age knew who he was and knew what he wanted, but definitely grew up in this kind of family where him being, extravagant and openly gay was not accepted. I mean, he even talked about, how he had issues with his father, but then also his mom had died, I think when he was very young, actually. I think in his teens or a little early. I don't remember exactly the age, but if y'all remember, put it down in the comments. But he said that this caused a lot of, estrangement in his family amongst his siblings. I think he's 4 out of 5 children. He has 3 older sisters and a brother, and he has a sister that's younger than him. And he talks about how he's had a lot of issues within his family to the point where he had to extract himself from it and create his own family, which was, his drag family, and it was very important because it really shows, how members of the LGBTQ community, when they don't get the acceptance of their own families, they actually create a family environment, because if you can't get it from your own family, you're going to seek it elsewhere. And how they create this new family, this new environment of people who accept them for who they are. And but even if you do create that strong environment, there's always going to be a part of you that's that still yearns acceptance from your own family, because these are the people you come from. But he even said that his mother accepted him for who he was, but his father had issues with it, and we even see that some of his sisters did, but they really weren't very supportive of him. So here it is, he took it upon himself. He learned dance from an early age, and he ended up creating the Beyond Belief Dance Company, which is this extravagant dance company where he has groups of teenagers as well as minis who compete in dance competitions, and they won a lot of prestigious awards. They snatch a lot of trophies, and they're very well known in Mesquite, Texas, and they're also very well known in dance circles. And we see throughout these episodes how he's dealing with the children, how his main mission is that he wants to create a traveling troupe, of the minis and the teens to take with him on tour when he's doing his engagements as Alyssa Edwards, because Alyssa Edwards is a powerful name, just as his name as Justin Johnson. Alyssa Edwards is she's just as much as in demand as Justin Johnson. So here it is, he's going to be touring and doing all these things, and he wants to bring his dance company with him, where they can compete and they can, snatch trophies. And let me say, he actually has some of the most talented, people, on his team. The two guys, the little boy that was on the minis, he definitely was sharp and was just as, outspoken and flamboyant as he wanted to be. And Justin Johnson pretty much said that was me at that age, but I didn't have the same courage and drive at that age. And she says that when he says that when I look at him, he's a carbon copy of me. It's just that he was a lot more advanced at his age than I was at that age. So that was remarkable. And then we also have this other male dancer who's on the teens. He actually lives in Oklahoma City, but he travels to Mesquite, Texas every weekend to be a part of the dance company. And he's 17. It's his last year. I think his name was Danny. And he was amazing. Just an amazing talent. And, there was another girl. I think her name was, I forgot her name, but she was also 17. I think her name was, I think it was Danny, or I forgot her name. But if y'all remember, put it down in the comments. But she was this pretty black girl, and she was another phenomenal talent. So he has some very strong dancers. And we see not only is he dealing with, getting them ready to travel and compete, but then we see there's that, the stage moms who are there, who invest their time, their money, as well as their support of their children. We see how the stage moms are, and them stage moms are off the hook, and they're very protective of their kids, and, they're very loyal to their children. And we even see that he even deals with some issues dealing with them. Because we even see that there was this girl, Marcella, that he put in charge of the dancing company when he would be out of town and on tour. Marcella didn't work well with the dance moms. They did not like her, and eventually she quit because she just couldn't take it, because they didn't like her teaching methods of how she was teaching the minis or whatever. And because at first starting off, he took the teens out on tour, but he left the minis there because he said that they weren't in sync and they weren't ready to compete, as far as going out of town. But after she left, he came in and started to work with them directly, and the mothers were working with them, and the team, the minis got sharp, and he ended up taking them on tour, and they was snatching trophies too and winning competitions. And one thing that also stuck out with me with one of the stage moms is this stage mom had two children. She had one child that was one of the teens, and one of the child that was in the minis. The child that was in the minis, she actually had a health condition, but was a phenomenal dancer. The eldest child, I think her name was Kiana, she was a great dancer, but she was always getting her head, so she would sabotage some of her technique, and she wasn't delivering at the level that Justin wanted. So it got to the point where, because she wasn't placing, in the competitions, and her dancing wasn't wowing people, even though he knew she had it, but because she wasn't, getting out of her head and was somewhat self-sabotaging herself, one of the competition he pulled her out. Tell me why when they was at the competition, the damn mother comes up all shady, all smiling and shit. I was laughing my ass off, because what the mother did was that she entered her daughter in the competition. Now that's not a problem. It was just the way she did it. Like, it was like shady, like, yeah, you rejected my daughter, but I put her in the competition anyway. And she didn't place then. So then again, the mother had to eat crow. Because I'm like, boo-boo, he's not personally attacking your daughter. He's not saying she's not talented. She's saying that she's not performing up to the standard because she keeps getting in her head. But the mother took it as a personal attack, and she's like, she's dancing. I entered her into the competition. And pretty much, Justin, aka Alyssa, was. So as I was saying, that Alyssa was peeping her bullshit and was like, okay, she's really trying it with me, but I'm gonna let it ride. But then we see in the competition she didn't place at all. But then later on, when she started to work on her technique and started to get out of her head, she ended up placing and ended up winning second place. And when she did this dance, she was phenomenal. So he saw her talent, but then towards the end of the season, he was doing some cuts because he wanted to make a smaller group to travel with him, and he wanted the best. And it came down to old girl, Kiana, and this other girl, and we see in the episode he gets into it with her mom because she's, you know, one of the girls that's she's kind of like middle ground, but she doesn't stand out as far as to Justin's standards. And the mother feels like he favors the other girls and he doesn't pay any attention to her. So they end up going back and forth, and the mother just got explosive and was like, you have no idea what I do for my daughter. You have no fucking idea. And she just really went off. But Justin was like, girl, you need to go sit your ass down and stop the bullshit, because she's like, I invest in my daughter. She says, yeah, you and all the other 10 parents up in here invest in their children. But right now, she's not where I want her to be. Now, if she gets there, she'll make it. But if she doesn't, she doesn't. So you need to sit your ass down. And they kind of got into it. But then when it came down to it, it came down to that girl and Kiana. And he wanted them to do like a personal dance-off between the two to see which one he's going to pick. And that's where the season ended. But he had already made his picks, you know, as far as the minis and some of the teens. But when it came down to the two of them, he couldn't decide between them. So from the looks of it, there's going to be a season 2. And I have to say, this was a really great series. I enjoyed it. You know, Alyssa Edwards is phenomenal, entertaining. I love her charisma, her uniqueness and talent. And I also love that we actually saw the other side of Alyssa Edwards. We actually got to meet, you know, Justin Johnson, you know, of Mesquite, Texas, and how he followed his dream and followed his aspirations, and now he's successful. We see him about his own house, you know, his first house and everything. So it was great to just see him in his element and how much of a phenomenal talent he is. So that's what I have. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I love to hear your thoughts. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with another review of something from Netflix, because I'm a big Netflix fan. So until next time, everybody, take care.